Well, it's your boy DD758 Sakafet. To all my subscribers, I'd like to say thank you. And to all my new subscribers, I'd like to say thank you. Don't forget to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Also, leave a comment because we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. We got to discuss it. Let's talk about 90 Day Fiancé Bears all. So, let's take a quick recap about the last episode. But that couple I'm going to talk about is basically the highlight or the talking point of the very all. So Ryan and Stephanie, we all know who Ryan and Stephanie is. We're familiar with the rent-a-house by the beach and the familiar tourists, the everyday tourists you get in the Caribbean or just basically traveling looking for some mandingo. I'm just saying. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for the fetish. They're looking for the fantasy. They want to fantasize. So they're just looking like what's the flavor they want. If they want caramel, if they want chocolate, if they want it, I don't even know how to put it, but you know what they want. So let's talk about it. So that in that episode, basically, what happened was like the recap. You know, Ryan and Stephanie, they were in the hotel room. You know how they met in the airport? They were kissing. Like that's the episode before they were kissing, and you know how that whole scene went down. Like, it was kind of disgusting to me. I don't know for the life of me. It was a little disgusting. But anyways, they went to the hotel. They go to the hotel. She had the glow in the dark condom. She had the watch. She claimed that was 3,000 US. When we got to know it was actually 200 and something US. But anyway, she bought him some glow in the dark condoms. So it got to the point, and then he said he is four wrongs. That's him, Mr. Four Wrongs. So that night, everything happened, and then Ryan didn't make love to Stephanie, which I call 50 Shades of Cougar. So she complained about she had a stomach ache, she wasn't feeling well and stuff like that. And then Ryan said, well, he was being considerate because she's not feeling well, so he don't want to be all up in that and doing that and doing that and doing it again and doing that and doing that and doing it again. So he don't want to be all up in that because she's not feeling well. So then what happened was like she was like, "Oh Ryan, you didn't even touch me. You didn't even want to do a quickie. Like I'm feeling better this morning. Like that's not you, Ryan. That's not you." So she asked Ryan, "How many girls have you slept with while she was going for the 10 months?" Ryan is like, "None, none. The only nuns I know is the nuns, that dress up and you can't see their body. That's the only nun I know that. But in the Caribbean, none is like a slang for saying nothing or nothing, like basically none of them. But for shortened form, we just say none. If you didn't know, then you learn something new about the Caribbean because that's how we speak in the Caribbean. We just say none. I don't know if they say it in other cultures, but that's what we say. But then he now said none, which for me, like I said, the only nuns I know is the one that's dressed up. But let's go. Mr. Ryan is claiming that he, Mr. Bombastic, Mr. You can call him fantastic, Mr. 4 rounds of Ryan romantic didn't deliver. Why is that? That was really, really strange. He didn't deliver. And to me, I'll be excited to get my glow in the dark condoms and be getting it on, like, playing that game, hide and go seek glow or something like that. Think of something interesting in the bedroom to happen, but it just never happened. So then it got to the point, this went down. Then Stephanie, after all that transpired, like Ryan was like, "Why don't you trust me? You always want to argue, 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 this, that, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada." And then he don't want to argue because he wants to make things good with his girl. Basically, he just want to have things right with his girl because it's like he loves his girl playing Mr. Faithful right now. So then Stephanie is like, "Oh well, then all right. Well, I got something to tell you." After all that transpired, she said, "I got something to tell you." And Ryan was like, "Well, just laying there on his phone. He really didn't care because I guess he probably knew what she was about to say." And she was like, "I slept with your cousin." Duh, Stephanie. Belize is the Caribbean. I'm from the Caribbean. I'm from St. Lucia. You understand? Small populations like that, we always get to know stuff by word of mouth or air or sight because it's small. It's not like America. It's not like China. It's not like the UK. It's not like those big places because we already know, Stephanie, what happens in Vegas, stay in Vegas. You understand what I'm saying? But what happens in the Caribbean, if you know people from there, it will leak. Will leak. It will get out because we know. All right, Stephanie, it's small. So Ryan have known that for the longest while, and then he was just playing it off. Maybe that's why he was like one time you were trying to get him and he was fishing. Then he's lying and fishing. What he was fishing for, I know. You don't know. But let's get away from that. So basically that was the recap, that was the highlight, and then Ryan said, well, he blamed her because she was the one that led him on and stuff like that. She was the one that allowed it to happen. If they're in a relationship, why would she allow them or their problems to make her go seek attention and somewhere else? You understand? So basically, that transpired, that happened. Ryan is like, he don't talk to his cousin anymore. He like, he disown his cousin. He don't care about his cousin anymore. So basically, that was the recap of their scene. So all that went down, and then let's go to the buried all now. So let's start. The buried all started with, oh my god, the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. Like, see when you have this little pimple on your face and you're trying to, pop, it just bursts. Big head. Mr. Head, Shoulders, Knees and Toes because he ain't got no neck. Mr. AKA Head and Shoulders is his favorite shampoo. Big Ed. So it started with Big Ed. Big Ed was talking about, okay, well, that man is so disgusting. It's like, well, and Rose was up on the screen as well because it was he and Rose are the translator. The man is like, oh well, you know, that man is so disgusting. Whatever. He's like, Rose, oh I froze my sperm. What does that have to do with Rose? What that have to do with Rose? That's what I'm trying to understand. What does it have to do with Rose? Coming from a grown man who was afraid of a half-dead rat. You understand what I'm saying? He was afraid of a half-dead rat. When Big Ed saw that rat, Big Ed stood up and ran. You understand what I saying? The rat looked like it was in his last life. Wait up. The rat looked like, okay, well, uh, I'm on my last days. You understand? You're afraid of a grown rat. And then he's explaining to Rose about he had a vasectomy and he froze his sperm. Come on, who wants to hear that? I don't want to hear that. So then the translator translated to Rose. Rose is like, well, I hope someone actually use your sperm, which I agree with because if I'm, let's say if I was a woman and I needed a sperm donor, hell no, Big Ed wouldn't be the sperm donor I want for my child. Based for me to have my child, basically, that would never happen in history. That would not happen. I prefer maybe BB so butted to be a sperm donor. I'm telling you, but not Big Ed. I'm just being serious. I ain't trying to be too shady. I'm just being serious. Hell no, that ain't gonna happen. So all right, so it got to this point. Let's, like I say, next because I don't want to prolong and Big Ed and trying to look for his 15 minutes of fame talking to 14-year-olds on Instagram. I don't want to indulge in that. So, anyways, let's move on. So then it got to the point with Ryan was asked certain questions about he and Stephanie. The host asked about certain questions about he and Stephanie. So when it happened that, it was kicked off, like it started and like I said, I already described to you what that night was, but they played a footage of that night when Stephanie told him about, okay, she cheated on him. It was, like I said, I explained before, so then that whole thing I'll have to explain it again. But Stephanie said that, okay, well, what transpired. She told Ryan, and then when all that transpired, like I said, Mr. Bombastic called him fantastic. Mr. Four rounds of romantic didn't deliver. So they spoke about that. They discussed that. Then Ryan just, he was just there chilling, whatever. He like, cause Ryan seemed like he didn't really seem too interested in the conversation. Like, so that transpired. Then after that transpired, Ryan, they told Ryan there's this camera footage or this video footage they have, and basically they want to show him a video footage of Harris. You know what Ryan did? He hung up because Ryan didn't want to indulge in that kind of whole fiasco. He didn't want to be involved in it. He don't want to hate. He ain't talking to Harris anymore. So to him, Harris is dead to him. So he hung up. And then the host now was like, Ryan, are you there? Well, she was like, the call dropped. No, it didn't drop. He hung up because he don't want to be indulging in that kind of conversation or talking about that. So then that transpired, all that happened, that passed, whatever. So then, but the footage, they played the footage, showing like his cousin was just talking and explaining like how they met. So the cousin said that he Stephanie came to Belize when Stephanie came to Belize that Ryan, Stephanie, and himself, the three of them, they knew each other, like they met each other and they were just having a good time that night. So basically, that's how they met. And Stephanie had Ryan's number and she had Harris' number. So basically, she was trying to figure out what's her flavor. That's all I'm saying. She was trying to figure out if her flavor was caramel or chocolate. Because there was this caramel guy, Rent a Rasta by the beach, the long dreads back then. That's what he had. And then you got this dark, nice chocolate. So she was trying to figure out what's her flavor, basically. So apparently, Ryan got up and went to get some drinks by the bar. So when Ryan got up and went to get some drinks by the bar, guess what Stephanie did? Being the cougar that she is, trying to figure out what flavor she wants, she got up and then she went and talked to Harris. So now, Stephanie, for the life of me, Stephanie, she asked Harris, pop that shit up. She want to see that chocolate body that she want to spoon up. So pop it up and spoon it up. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. She wanted to see him, if to see, make sure that the body looks like the body yaddy 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 yaddy. Ah, ah. That's the body she wanted. So she was trying to make sure she see her merchandise before she purchased it, because we all know she just be throwing that money out there. So it got to that point, and like I said, man better man. So it was the better man on the night, like a competition. So that night, Ryan, on the other hand, he was small in size, but big in surprise. So that's why Ryan caught her attention. You understand? Ryan got he was the better man on that night, because like I said, he was thin. He looked like he could do Ryan looked like he could do a hula hoop with a Cheerio. I'm telling you that I'll just say that's how he looked like he could just put a hula hoop in his waist and he could just go ahead with a Cheerio. But it's not the normal hula hoop, it's a Cheerio. But Ryan, like I said, that dude's small in size but big in surprise. So all that transpired, all that happened, and Ryan was the better man in the night. Ryan got Stephanie. So then it all went down to Ryan being with Stephanie, but she's still texting Harris, which is really kind of shady to me. I don't know why she's texting Harris when she is already with Ryan. Anyways, she was texting Harris, and that night at the hotel, Ryan was drinking. Ryan was talking about going to Cancun with some woman. Ryan was drinking, you know, and then she was really mad at Ryan and she threw him out, blah blah blah, whatever. And then she texted Harris and then they were texting back and forth. They started flirting, and boom, lo and behold, boop boop. Well, Ryan did this. Uh, can you come spend some time with me? I need a mandingo to lean on. Jump in his car at the hotel or his ride or whatever he got. I don't know. Got to the hotel. When he got to the hotel now, Stephanie is like, I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. And then her mind was telling her no, but her body was telling her yes. I'm just saying, R. Kelly in the place, because R. Kelly, some of his songs are so on point, but that's what I think it was when she got there. And the whole thing transpired, the whole thing happened. It is what it is. So then the host brought Harris up on screen now, and they asked Harris, well, what does he think of, like, what transpired, like what does he think about Stephanie? He's like, oh, one more thing I forgot to mention. Ryan also, like, before he hung up the phone, I really sorry, I forgot that part. But before he hung up the phone, Ryan now was asked a few questions before he hung up. So then He asked Ryan how does he feel like after he heard that, how does he feel about his cousin. Ryan said his cousin is dead to him, like he don't mess with his cousin anymore. He don't he blames Stephanie. Basically, he blames Stephanie for what happened because Stephanie shouldn't have had his contact number, so that whole thing wouldn't have gone bad. So then they asked Ryan like, um, what is Harris to him? He said Harris is dead to him. He don't speak to Harris anymore. But guess who had the audacity? Guess who had the audacity to jump in and open their mouth and talk about Stephanie was paying Ryan's bills, taking care of his family, paying his salary, and then she should have been respected. And Ryan should have respected her some more, knowing that she's doing all that. Big Ed, the human pimple, Big Ed jumped in and said that. I was like, yo, what is he talking about? When you were on 90 Day Fiance, the way you treated Rose like trash, that was terrible. That was totally wrong what that man did to Rose, and I would never do that to a woman. You understand? You say you was used to send stuff for family. You never did. It never it never arrived. You told her breath stank. Man, you say like she need to shave her legs, like she smell like what the hell is wrong with Big Ed? Want to give advice to Ryan about the way he's treating Stephanie? Big Ed of all persons, Big Ed, no neck, Big Ed want to give advice to Ryan as to what he should have done. That makes no sense to me. I really don't understand that. But anyways, that's just before Ryan hung up. Those questions were posed to him. Like I said, I'm just recapping it because I totally forgot that part and bring it back. But you, Biged, stay in your zone, stay in your lane. Think of something else. Go stop trying to steal people's fame. Stop being a cloud chaser because that's all you are, Biged. And you cannot give any relationship advice. You don't respect women, in my opinion. You don't, Biged. You're just disgusting. And then I don't forward Biged and disgustingness. So, anyways, that passed. And then before all that, that's before Ryan hung up the phone. Some of those questions were posed to him. And Ryan said Ryan is saying the only reason why Harris wants to be with Stephanie is because, guess what? Guess the $1 million question. Stephanie is white and she have money. I just like the pot calling the kettle black. You understand? Or that's just like a fish trying to swim on land. But everybody know a fish can only swim in water. And there are many fishes in the sea. So I don't know what the hell Ryan is talking about because Ryan, why are you with Stephanie again? Oh, um, let me see. Why are you with Stephanie again, Ryan? Because she got that money. So what's the difference between you and your cousin? That makes no sense to me. But anyways, let them be. But when they brought Harris on screen, they asked Harris how he felt about Stephanie, but Harris said, well, he wouldn't mind doing it one more time. Yeah, he couldn't. He was like LL Cool J and shit. He couldn't wait to do it one more time. He wanted that cougar. He wanted to play with that cougar. But it went to that point where he spoke and he said, well, Stephanie is beautiful. Like I said, I talk about how they met. He spoke about that. He said Stephanie is beautiful, like Stephanie has nice hair and stuff like that. So basically, that's what the very all went down. That's all it boiled down to. And they asked Harris, did he regret or did he feel any type of way doing what he did? He said no because Ryan don't know how to treat Stephanie right. Ryan was drinking, Ryan was doing all the things he shouldn't be doing. But I think Harris was just trying to secure that bag, basically like Ryan was doing. Trying to secure that bag. We all know that's what he was doing, trying to secure that bag. Ain't nobody blind around it. So, you know, it is what it is. But then he say that he doesn't regret anything. Like, he still wants Stephanie and he wants to have one more chance with Stephanie. So basically that's what it was. That's what it was. But that couple was basically the pinpoint of the bird all. I also want to talk about Caesar. Remember Caesar from season three, um, 90 Day Fiance, with he and Maria when he went to that whole fiasco in Mexico. I can't recall how much money he spent, but he said he spent a certain amount of money and it was a lot. Caesar, once bitten, twice shy. Caesar, I saw this about Caesar, but allegedly they were saying that Caesar is with this new girl he met. I don't know. I think they met online as usual because she looked like some kind of, yeah. Well, he probably met online, but she there's it's alleged that Caesar sold his house and his bicycle, the poor bicycle. He sold his house and bicycle to come up with 60K to give her to start some site, I think, or something like that. What is wrong with Caesar? Didn't he learn from his last experience, like David and like he and David? I don't know. The two of them seem kind of weird. I don't know. Like, what's wrong with them? Like, are they not seen through those women or seen through those sites? Like, those people just out for your money. That's all they out for. But like I said, it's alleged that he sold his house and his bicycle to come up with 60K for some investment he wanted to do with her. But guess what happened? And the text is about it. She now is telling Caesar that she doesn't want to beef him anymore because Soldier Boy, yes, your boy Drake, Soldier Boy, not Baby Goat Lisa, Soldier Boy in America, commented on the picture telling her how she looked and stuff like that, and Caesar didn't, so she's breaking up with Caesar. Yo, that's one of the dumbest stuff I ever heard. Some of the dumbest stuff I ever heard. Like, she already got that 60K, allegedly. She already got that 60K, so she's done with him because she realizes he's really fufu, like he's a clown. So basically, don't. What I want to say in my comments, tell me what you all think about Ryan and Stephanie in the comments, and also if you want me to shout you out on my next um video, if you want me to shout you out, just leave a comment because I always read through my comments. I like to touch base with my subscribers because I love my subscribers. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here doing this, and I ain't gonna stop. And nobody ain't gonna stop me. I'm gonna make it happen, and I'm going to deliver to my subscribers. So all I'm saying is, leave a comment and let me know what you think about the bird, all the hot sauce, the Mr. Bombastic, the R. Kelly, or everything. Just let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'll respond to your comments. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And also, do not forget to let me know what you think about Caesar because I think Caesar is just a cloud chaser. Caesar is just probably just trying to basically be on the next 90 Day Fiance or I don't know what's wrong with Caesar. I do not know, guys. You guys maybe can tell me what's wrong with him and what's your opinion about Caesar because I'm so tired of Caesar. I really am, guys. I'm tired of him. And please let me know what you guys think in the comments. Okay? I love all my subscribers. Thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you to all my new subscribers. And I'll keep you updated as to the next Berry All. We, you know, we are family now. So let's just make it happen. And thank you for everybody that support me. I'm going to deliver. I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. All right, you guys. Peace and love. Stay blessed. Do what you do.